This unfortunately happens sometimes to us Baalei Tshuva and converts. Why? We heard about certain things when we heard about Moshe Rabbeinu. We heard about Rabbi Akiva. We heard about all these sages. So we move into the Jewish community, and it's not always that. Let's just say that. Like you go to a shul and you're expecting to see Moshe Rabbeinu with the 10 Commandments, and not so much. Not always. Like you're expecting as soon as you come in, the rabbi is going to be like Rabbi Akiva, love everyone. And the rabbi is not always interested in even saying hello to you. Sometimes. Depends. Depends who the rabbi is. Sometimes you expect, Kol Yisrael Aravim Zeh Lazeh, all of Am Yisrael together, and you go to shul and you figure everyone's going to welcome you. Baruch haba, Baruch haba. And it's like, hey, shh. That's my seat. It's my seat. What happened? What happened? Now, is it their fault? Is it their fault? They've been religious this whole time, and you were coming to cause a mess over there because we're expecting Rabbi Akiva and Moshe Rabbeinu. Is it their fault? A little bit. A little bit is their fault. A little bit. But it's more our fault. Why? Where have you been all this time? Why do you expect the one that's been here working, toiling for all of their life to stop their life and say, thank you for coming? Like what? Are you Moshe Rabbeinu? Okay, Baruch haba, you came, have a seat, shut up. Yalla, we're praying now. Yeah, but you guys pray too fast. For you, we've been doing this for 30 years. Catch up. Don't expect us to change because you showed up. It's a little bit of their fault, but it's more our fault. Why? We just showed up. And we have expectations of them when they've been here the whole time. Why? We didn't learn what the Bet HaMikdash looked like, so as soon as we showed up, we're naturally disappointment, because we had only what's in our mind of what it's supposed to look like, not that like we read it in a book and we saw that's what it looks like. And that's the problem many times. The problem is that we don't use Hashem's opinion. We use our opinion. And we go and we get disappointed. Now I'm not talking about the heretical places where they tell people it's okay to drive, or they don't say anything. The guy's driving to shul for 20 years and the rabbi says nothing about it knowingly and so on. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about simply a kosher place. You go in there and you're already trying to run the show 2 weeks after you're there. You just did tshuva a month ago. Or sometimes converts, they want to walk in, they want to start telling the whole world how to run the place. They just became converts 6 months ago. I'm zealous. Who's zealous for what? Go zealous to go learn Torah, buddy. Don't go tell Am Yisrael how to be Am Yisrael. They've been doing it for 3,000 years. You just started it 6 months ago. No, but I'm zealous for Hashem. Are you? Are you zealous for Hashem? Are you just as zealous for Hashem about everything, or just this one thing that bothers you personally? Because if you're always zealous for Hashem, no matter what, it's one thing. You're like Pinchas. Chazak u'baruch. But are you always? Are you always? There's a Gemara that says that one of the sages saw Rav Ada bar Ava, saw a woman wearing a red hat, but a hat that was grasping the attention. He ran over to her, took the hat, and ripped it to shreds. She screamed and yelled, called the police, took him to court, suing him, took my hat, ripped it, embarrassed me publicly. Allah says, yeah, but it's against the Torah. They said, what Torah? She's a Goya. She's not Jewish. Rabbi says, okay. She's right then. Okay, we fine you 400 zuz. Ton of money. That's what Avraham Avinu paid for Ma'arat HaMachpelah, just so you get an understanding. A lot of money, they fined him. Rav Ada bar Ava says, what's your name? To the woman. She says, Matuna. She says, Matuna, if it wasn't, if I knew, I would be profitable 400 zuz. Here you go. Pay the money. So the question is, Chachamim ask, wait, this is a Gdol Ador, this is the biggest rabbi in the world. He couldn't wait 2 minutes, ask her, listen, by the way, are you Jewish? Are you Jewish? You know, like the Chabadniks do in the streets. Yeah, you Jewish, you Jewish, you're Jewish, okay, put tefillin on you. Do mitzvah. Mitzvah, right? They ask. If Chabad can do it, if the average Jew can do it, how come the biggest rabbi in the world can't do it? Ask the woman, are you Jewish, before I rip your hair off? Before I, publicly embarrass you, are you Jewish? Like, why couldn't he do it? You see, Rabotai, when you love Hashem, thoughts like that don't come to your mind. Why? We can only understand if we start from the beginning. Parashat Balak. Parashat Balak has Am Yisrael fall for the Goyot and start being intimate with non-Jewish women. When Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen sees it, and he sees that the leader of the Shimon tribe is publicly desecrating Hashem by going and being with a non-Jewish woman, he kills them both. And that saves Am Yisrael. That saves Am Yisrael. Hashem says, if it wasn't for Pinchas, ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen, the son of Elazar, the son of Aaron HaKohen, grandson of Aaron HaKohen, I would have simply wiped out all of Am Yisrael. Why? For him killing somebody, he saved everybody? Yes. Why? Because he showed me true zealousness. What's true zealousness? It's not that you just go kill people. It's not that you're just violent. It's not that you just yell and scream at the top of your lungs. No. It's that you see something that's desecrating Hashem's name and you simply can't live with it. You have to do something. It's not an option for you. Oh, how will they react? What will they do? What's going to happen? Once you start doing that calculation, you're no longer loving Hashem. You're calculated. You're a regular person. The zealousness of Pinchas ben Elazar ben Aaron HaKohen came from the ultimate love of Hashem. He simply could not live in the same world as someone is desecrating Hashem's name. He couldn't live in that world. There was no reality that was part of him if something like this was happening. Because he knew at the moment that he saw this, that he has to go kill him, knowing that this is the leader of the Shimon tribe, surrounded by tens of thousands of soldiers that are all going to kill him at the same time. Meaning he's going to kill that guy, maybe succeed, maybe not, but for sure he himself is going to die in the process. Like he wasn't thinking, no, I'm going to kill him then run away. Like he knew he's going there and he's going to die. And that's the mitzvah. Why? Because it's better to die for the honor of Hashem than to live while seeing dishonor of Hashem. When you're at the level of Ahavat Hashem, of loving Hashem, like Pinchas. He could not fathom a world that desecrates Hashem's name. Rav Ada Bar Abba, he didn't think, is she Jewish, is she not Jewish? Why? He saw right now there's a reality. A reality is that there's a woman that's walking around immodestly. In his day, immodestly meant an immodest hat that was red. In today's world, Hashem Yishmor V'Yatzil. In his day, there was no such thing as a reality of a woman walking around in a Jewish neighborhood with an immodest hat. There's no thinking, oh, maybe she's not Jewish. Oh, maybe she is. Oh, maybe somebody said it's okay. Oh, maybe this. There's no maybes. He simply reacted. Why? His love for Hashem simply knew nothing else. Knew nothing else. When a person is constantly glued to Hashem, he falls in love with Hashem to such an extent that it's not a matter of, should I rebuke them, should I not, should I go, should I not, should I do, should I... There is no should. Hashem is in your veins. You just do because it needs to be done. You go because you need to go. And there's no like thinking process anymore. It simply becomes a reflex. All for the sake of Hashem's name. Now that could only be a remote possibility if your honor is not important to you anymore. Because so long as your honor is important to you a little bit, you're going to have to think a little bit before you do stuff. You're going to have to think, should I say this today? Probably going to get some comments, and then maybe some people are going to donate less, and then maybe I'm going to get some hate mail, and then maybe you're not going to come. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it, but I had to think about it for 2 days before I said it. Once you start thinking, that shows you where you're at. Doesn't mean that you don't love Hashem. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means that you're not Pinchas. So stop acting like you are. Stop acting like you are. Many times people do a public thing where they insult each other or other people, all in the name of loving Hashem, which is complete bogus. Why? It all has to do with their own kavod, their own honor. Because they only happen to love Hashem in this one thing that affects them personally. But when it affects them in other ways, affects other people in other ways, they care less. This is one of the ways that I always tell people, when you have some of these people, rabbis or others, that say, you shouldn't teach Mussar, you shouldn't tell people Mechalel Shabbat is a death penalty, it's not good, you should love all Jews, and so on and so forth, right? They'll tell you should love all Jews, you should love all Jews. But as soon as somebody goes against them in any other way, just says, no, your Rebbe is not a Mashiach, or the wig is not good, all of a sudden you shouldn't love all Jews. You should love all Jews except these people. Like, when it came to something that doesn't affect you, yeah. When it doesn't affect you, it's something completely different. That's not loving Hashem. That's loving yourself. That's loving yourself. And it's important for us to find and look for these things in order to find them. Why? Because many times you're going to befriend certain people, you're going to see certain people, and you're going to have your own perception of what they're supposed to be. Either because you grew up in a certain frum community already, or you're Baal Tshuva and you're thinking that Am Yisrael is the same as what you think it is in your mind, or you're converting and you think that everybody's perfect and you're just joining this. No. There is work to be done, and it starts with us. It starts with us individually. Work on yourself, work on your own mentality, and little by little you'll start realizing that just like their faces are different, their opinions are different, and you have to learn how to cope with it, how to deal with it, and how to help them anyway. How to help them anyway. Sometimes you have to help them by rebuking them really hard. Sometimes you have to help them by simply inviting them over for Shabbat. Sometimes you have to help them by sending them a nice song that will cheer them up. Sometimes you have to help them by giving them a story about one tzaddik or Parashat Shavua. Sometimes you have to help them by simply giving them a hand when they're moving their houses or they need a ride to the airport. Everybody has their own thing of what's going to open them up. Surely the Torah is the ultimate way and the main way, but before they're going to allow the Torah to come in, they have to see you as a friend, not a foe. They have to see that you're interested in helping them first, and not just interested in proving them wrong. Because if you're here to prove me wrong, I'm going to eat your head. Why? Because I'm right. Why am I right? Because that's who I am. I'm right all the time, even when I'm wrong. And I'm so right that even my wrong opinion, I make it sound convincing. So you're going to try to prove me wrong, I'm going to eat your head. Oh, you want to help me? Show me. Oh, you gave me a ride. Oh, you gave me this. Oh, you said hello. Oh, you're nice to me. Okay, what were you saying the other day again? About me being wrong? But what were you saying again? I think you're right about that, by the way. How come you're right all of a sudden? Because now I know you're trying to help me. Now I know you're trying to help. Now I know you care. So sometimes it comes with a hard rebuke. Sometimes it comes with an invitation. Sometimes it comes. That's why the kiruv that people do, if it's genuine, all types of styles work. If it's not genuine, no style works. No style works. And that's why it's important for us to all work on ourselves. first and help each other in the process. Don't make helping other people more important than helping yourself. First you, and help others in the process. Little by little, you'll see how you helping each other becomes much more fruitful, becomes much more successful. And Be'ezrat Hashem helps us all get to a Bet Mikdash we could all recognize because we read about it, we learned about it, and we expected it to look as such, and we expected to see each other there. Baruch Adonai Leolam, Amen ve'amen.